Alright guys, I'm going to hop in. Okay. Hey Nikki, I've never been the party, let's get crazy drunk person. I don't like parties in general and it's just not me. A lot of my friends drink, but they don't pressure me. It's just something that when it comes up in conversation, it can be awkward for me. Who's hooking up with who last Friday night's party is just conversation all the time. I love my friends, but sometimes I feel like I don't have much in common with them. What's worse is that more and more of my friends are drinking and I'm beginning to feel so alienated. I'm going to college next year and I'm worried about finding people who I feel completely comfortable around. I don't want to be someone that I am not. Advice, please. Okay. Said this before and I will say this again. When it comes to, and people have misconstrued the way that I've meant this before. Sorry, let me back up. It is important to find friends with like-minded opinions. And that's not saying, a lot of people were like, well, what about diversity in friends? Yeah, diversity in friends, but what about when it comes to morals? Like for me, I'm sorry, but if I have a really deep, hard issue that I'm working from, like for me personally, I want to go to someone who is a Christian with the same morals as me. Like that's just what I want. Not because I want someone to just, it's weird because it's not that I want someone to just reassure me of everything I'm thinking, like tell me, because if I wanted someone to tell me that like, oh, I could just party and just do whatever and like, you know, then I would be friends with someone who didn't have the same morals as me because they'd be like, whatever. But I want someone who's going to uphold me to a standard that I want to uphold myself to, but sometimes don't have the strength to, if that makes sense. So whatever. But that being said, it's important to find people with like-minded like views as you. So that might be meaning getting involved with like study groups around your school and finding people who place a high priority on school, not partying. Finding some kind of local church to get involved in, like a college group. There's tons of college groups at tons of churches everywhere. Maybe that's getting involved, like if you're really into animals, like an animal shelter or a club at your school or something where you're going to find like-minded people where you can be exposed to making more friends. Sometimes making more friends seems like a really daunting thing. Like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? But it's really just a matter of exposing yourself to new groups of people, like being around new groups of people and finding people with like-minded views, because that is uncomfortable, you know, to be in a situation where you feel like, well, what do I even have to say to this? Like I wasn't getting wasted last Friday with you guys. Like, what am I supposed to say, you know? So, yeah. Like I said, making new friends sounds a lot harder and daunting than it can be. Just get around new groups of people, groups where you're pretty sure the people there will have similar interests as you, and yeah, but I understand, I've been there, it's hard. Sometimes it's a matter of writing it out. I think it gets a little better as you get older, but that would be my suggestion to you. So yeah, send your messages to asknikkip@gmail.com and I'll see you next time. And guys, I think ultimately, people focus very hard on being the best in their field, which I think being the best, like working for the best, it's like, it's impossible because what is the best? You have to work for your best.